Okay, today I'm going to be talking about Zootopia and my honest review about it. And it was amazing. Disney did amazing. But speaking of that, I think I know why Disney's making so many live action movies again. The Little Mermaid was such a hit of a live action movie. They started making way more, but it just didn't hit different. But this is going to be like a big spoiler alert. But oh gosh, I did catch. There's another trick villain that you didn't think would be a villain. That you didn't think would be a villain. It was, dang it, I forgot the name. Well, I shouldn't say the name. And then I also predicted a lot of things, like again, spoiler, you just shouldn't be watching it by now. This video by now. Like I predicted, it's a break, the carrot sound thingy. I had a feeling that it would break. Well, it was pretty obvious. And then I'm like, we're gonna see the old mayor again. The old mayor again. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, then we're gonna see the old mayor again, and I was right. But there's this one confusion. Why, the guy that scratched Judy in the first movie, then you figured out he became, okay, good. Yeah, well, he was in the jail cell. I'm so confused. And the hyena, or not the hyena, the weasel? Well, in the first movie, he was selling off-brand movies. He's still doing that. And then also, apparently, the girl that named Judy, well, she is a lot like the girl, the little mouse that named her kid after Judy when she got pregnant. Yeah, she's just as rude as her father. I kind of didn't even notice there was not amphibians, no things. What do you call it? Snakes. But time to get to the good part. It was a lot about like racism and segregation. Like in the first movie, it was basically all segregation. But since in the U.S. you learn about a lot of U.S. history because you live in the U.S., especially the place I live in, where most of the U.S. history happened in your state and states nearby. But it's exactly like they were here first. Native Americans were here first, but we bumped in and then kind of took it as our spot. We basically betrayed them. Some of them try to be like, hey, let's be chill. But nope. They're like, we're just going to do this. Like, come on. It was exactly. I thought about that as the first movie when we were watching it in school. In history, I'm like, this seems like history. I started to realize. And then now that I guessed it even more, I was right. But I never really even... But why did it say, chameleon or something beat up a tortoise? So, tortoises are reptiles. I know I'm saying it wrong, but they don't like reptiles. And then I swear to God, why couldn't they give the snake the tooth back? But it was very interesting. I loved the movie so much. Disney finally made one, and I think Pixar did not make that movie. And also, Mario 2's coming out. So excited about that. And that they had the star of that other princess character? Well, when me and my family saw it, well, especially me, my dad, and my sister guessed that the star, that princess that had the star, I don't keep track of the names, she'll come in the other movie, and she did in the trailer. There's this other trailer I'm trying to remember. We went to the Alamo, and the Alamo is basically a what do you call it? It's basically a movie theater and restaurant, but you can only be at the movie theater to get the food. They don't sell like traditional snacks. Like they get your order and everything. There's alcohol for the adults or young 20-year-old sister and her boyfriend. Bruh. It's a really cool place. They even have some parties sometimes. They also offer birthday parties, and I think I'm going to do that for me and like 2 of my friends that I'm pretty close to. But enough about that. The Alamo. The movie is great. And also, I predicted the part of when their baby was in the stroller. No, they do not have a baby. I'm like, oh, it's going to be the guy that was in the first one when doing the job. And so I called it. And then I remember this other one, like I called it immediately after, like way before. What do you call it? I'm like, ooh, like I called it right before it happened. Like I had telekinesis, but with memory or something. It was kind of funny. I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't the one, ooh, it's a break or anything. There was a trick villain, but this is 10 out of 10. But another thing, in my opinion, I don't think that the tiger wasn't like a villain. Like he had no idea what mayor thing was doing. He genuinely thought he was doing the right thing. And then there's this really new thing. It's a woodchuck or it's a beaver. A woodchuck, yeah. Very fun character named like Greg or something. I totally recommend. The character is great and very, very funny. I really am just a dumb buddy. But that's my review. Bye.